We're in the cemetery. We gotta solve this murder.
Dude, we're not in the cemetery. What are you talking about?
Oh, yes, we are.
What?
In the cemetery. Hey everyone, I'm John.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we're here to bring you a review of the 2014 mystery movie, A Walk Among the Tombstones.
So basically with this movie you have Liam Neeson, who's an ex-detective, who's hired by a criminal to find his kidnapped wife. And we have our movie.
Now, what were your expectations going into this movie, Jonathan?
Well, I was really pumped because the song they used in the trailer was a cover of Black Hole Sun by Noella.
Yeah.
And she has an amazing voice, so it just really set the tone. Not to mention that the cinematography was beautiful.
Yeah.
And just all the investigative shots, it seemed really dark, gritty, and it had a really interesting story to it.
Yeah. The trailer, I thought it was pretty good. I was worried this was gonna be more of, because after Taken, Liam Neeson was kind of typecast as a sort of old guy, badass action hero.
Right.
And I was afraid this was gonna be more of that, but it actually wasn't.
Yes, for sure. I thought this was a great movie. Definitely brings the fall. It kicks off the fall movie season to me. I think this is the first one that really kicked it off there. As
you could say that,
a really good fall movie.
Yeah, this movie definitely takes more of it really takes entirely the mystery route. There's barely any action scenes, and even in the action scenes, it's not like, oh, that's good action. It's, oh, where's this taking the story? Liam Neeson, this is one of the most interesting characters he's ever played, I think.
So Liam Neeson is not a superhero in this movie. He's an actual character. He's human. You can see that he has his struggles. I can't give them away, but it really burdens him, some of the things he's done in the past, and it kind of defines his character in a realistic way that we haven't seen from him before.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the most interesting characters he's been in. That's much more than just an action hero. One of the things that you mentioned, Jonathan, that I wound up really enjoying about this movie was the cinematography and the shots and just the lighting and the way it was used was, I thought, really very beautiful.
I agree, for sure. Let's move on to the actual story itself.
Okay, because that's, I would say, is the driving force in this movie. That's the number one thing that matters.
Mm-hmm. So basically, like we said before, basically focuses on Liam Neeson as a cop, and he is investigating a kidnapping. And it basically strings with other murders and other things, and it just becomes this intricate web of like deception and
him trying to solve this whole string of cases, basically.
Right. And this is a slow movie. I'm not going to say that this is a really fast pace like Taken, because it does require your attention, but it really doesn't require that much because it's so interesting.
Yeah. I really don't have a problem with slow movies. I like it when the movie takes time to really savor the tension and build things up. Like in Godzilla, the most recent one, everyone complained, oh, it's just building up to the big final scene, but I actually like that. I thought it made for a lot more tense movie, and this is the same thing. Seeing this story really evolve and come into its own, and seeing all these new puzzle pieces was one of the things that was the most fun about this film to me.
Right. Well, with every good story comes a really good script, and I think this movie had a great script. All the characters were well written, except I don't think that you really liked. He has kind of like a side kid.
Earth to Echo Kid is in this movie.
Yeah.
Earth to Echo Black Kid is in this movie. I thought he did better than he did in Earth to Echo.
Sure. Matter of fact, I liked his character. I didn't think it felt very shoehorned in. I think you did a little.
At times it was pretty shoehorned in there, and he has some points where it's just like, oh, here I am, and here's some dialogue, and now I'm not here. I thought most of the time it wasn't too forced, though, but at times it could be a little like, wait, what are you doing there?
Right, I agree, but for the most part I really enjoyed his character. I thought that he had a lot of comic relief. Just his reactions compared to everything else. Like there's a scene where he looks at like a ton of money and he just makes
and the tone's all serious in the room, and
he's like, dang, I've never seen that much money before in my life. And he just looks at him.
Two of my favorite characters in this movie were the main two villains, I guess, the creepy guys who you find out are have a role in it.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, they were really good.
They were good actors,
They were really creepy.
But not in like because in a lot of movies the creepy character, like, it makes it, like, it's overstated, you know what I mean? Like, just them doing creepy stuff for the sake of just, like, for the sake of creepiness.
Right.
Just like, oh, look how creepy I am, like, kind of in a no good deed. But this wasn't that. It didn't even show so much stuff. It left it more to your imagination, and that made it that much more gruesome.
I agree. So, speaking of how well the actors played creepy, the acting in this movie is also great throughout.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson delivers an awesome performance.
Because he's actually acting. He's not just an action hero. He's actually portraying a character.
Right, for sure. I think that Dan Stevens did a really good job in this movie. He also had a movie opening this weekend, The Guest.
Yes.
And
Which
he
you
was the
love.
guy who hired Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And I think that he was really good in the movie, particularly.
He was, yeah.
The creepy guys, as we said, they're also great in the movie. The kid from Earth to Echo is above average, especially for this kind of movie. Just all around, very, very solid acting.
All right, so I think we've covered everything.
I agree. All right, so what would you give this movie?
At the end of the day, I mean, it had some flaws, but that little kid was there a little too much. But I really enjoyed this movie. It definitely surprised me. I thought it was going to be just another rehashing of Taken. But I really enjoyed it. It was definitely really good. So I'm going to give it a 3.9 out of 5 stars.
All right, John, I'm going to go a little bit higher with you. I agree that this movie definitely, it's very, very good. And it might not be the year's best, but it's certainly memorable. And that's why I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Alright, so have you seen Walk Among the Tombstones? What did you think? Let us know in the comments below. Also, tell us what your favorite Liam Neeson movie is.
If you say Taken, we will find you. And we will.
Because we have a very special set of skills. Alright, and follow us on Twitter at Stubmasters. We tweet about what's going on in our lives in the movie industry very frequently. Alright, so for Stubmasters Reviews, I'm John.
And I'm John.
Have a great day.
I call sun.